from NBCI, somewhere out of central Ohio, I believe. Springfield father says son's death being used as political tool against Haitian immigrants. And clearly, Ohio has been in the news quite a bit recently with the Haitian immigrants eating the small animals or the pets, the ducks, the cats, the dogs, whatever. Maybe it's happening, maybe it's not. Now, it probably has happened at least once, but if you even have to ask the question, it is very clearly a problem. And then there was that little old lady who went viral describing how her neighborhood was being terrorized by migrants and her and her husband have to move out after 45 years.
I'm done with what I'm seeing. It is so unsafe in my neighborhood anymore. I have the homeless that were trying to camp out, and I have made concessions with them, and I try to help them the best I can to keep them from trying to squat on my property. But it is so unsafe. I have men that cannot speak English in my front yard screaming at me, throwing mattresses in my front yard, throwing trash in my front yard. And I can't. Look at me, I weigh 95 pounds. I couldn't defend myself if I had to. My husband is elderly, and last night, after living in this home for 45 years, he said, Noelle, guess what? It's time to pack up and move. He said, we can't do this anymore. He said, it's killing both of us mentally.
Then she walked it back almost as if something or someone had gotten to her.
I did not mean to bring any ill will to my city. Everybody knows at this point who I am, and I'm not really comfortable with that. I try to keep to myself, and that's not what I wanted, was for this to happen. I did not mean to bring any ill will to the city. All right? I'm just saying that I did not mean to bring any ill will. And about the ducks and the cats, I'm the crazy cat lady in my town, and I'm not missing any. Everybody's present and accounted for. And if they were coming up out of our park with geese or ducks, I would be one of the first people to see it. I'm telling you, it's not happening. So stop with all that.
And now we have this guy who literally lost his son in a bus crash caused by a Haitian migrant, but naturally he's mad at Trump just for talking about it. But my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
It would help me a lot and cost you nothing. But if you wanted to help me even more and spend a tiny bit of money, you would buy my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued, on Amazon.com. That link will be in the description.
We felt it would be in our best interest to be here after recent comments.
And look at this pudgy little weasel who is going to be on his high horse up on his soapbox about the former president just talking about some of the terrible criminal illegals that caused the death of your own son, bro.
I wish that my son, Aiden Clark, was killed by a 60-year-old white man.
What? You couldn't say, I wish that my son was never killed? You wish that your son was killed by a white person because that's what the ideology is telling you to do?
I bet you never thought anyone would ever say something so blunt. But if that guy killed my 11-year-old son, the incessant group of hate-spewing people would leave us alone.
I don't know about that. It might not be quite as popular, but I'm guaranteeing you that people would still be quite angry at the 60-year-old white man who eliminated your son.
The last thing that we need is to have the worst day of our lives violently and constantly shoved in our faces. But even that's not good enough for them. They take it one step further. They make it seem as though our wonderful Aiden appreciates your hate, that we should follow their hate.
Hate? You're talking about hate, bro? It's people pointing out the facts or it constitutes hate. I guess that should not surprise me at all. Anything that doesn't align completely with the agenda will be qualified as hate.
And look what you've done to us. We have to get up here and beg them to stop. Using Aiden as a political tool is, to say the least, reprehensible for any political purpose. And speaking of morally bankrupt, politicians, Bernie Moreno, Chip Roy, J.D. Vance, and Donald Trump, they have spoken my son's name and used his death for political gain.
But has he though? Is it about political gain, or is it about just closing up the border and highlighting crimes that never would have happened if he had his way?
Needs to stop now. They can vomit all the hate they want about illegal immigrants.
I'm sorry. You can just say the word hate over and over again. It just doesn't make it true. They do this with everything. Immigrants, bro, you're talking about criminal illegals. Gender affirming care. You're talking about lopping the junk off kids. The Democrat dystopian doublespeak euphemisms are absolutely through the roof. And this guy has some sort of, brain rot.
The border crisis. And even untrue claims about fluffy pets being ravaged and eaten by community members. However, they are not allowed, nor have they ever been allowed to mention Aiden Clark from Springfield, Ohio.
No, okay, I'm sorry. This is very difficult, and I'm going to try not to stop these videos as much. But what are you talking about? You're not allowed. You're not allowed.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to eat it with the skin. I'm not allowed.
What are you going to do? Are you going to go to a city hall meeting and complain about it? What's the problem, bro? He's highlighting a terrible, despicable, heinous crime, and you don't like it, so you say he's not allowed? That's just made up completely.
I will listen to them one more time to hear their apologies. To clear the air, my son, Aiden Clark, was not murdered. He was accidentally killed by an immigrant from Haiti. This tragedy is felt all over this community, the state, and even the nation. But don't spin this towards hate. In order to live like Aiden, you need to accept everyone. Choose to shine, make the difference, lead the way, and be the inspiration. What many people in this community and state and nation are doing is the opposite of what you should be doing. Sure, we have our problems here in Springfield and in the U.S., but does Aiden Clark have anything to do with that? Did you know that an 11-year-old boy could be passionate about gardening, that he could haggle for a better price at a yard sale? Did you know that he researched different cultures to better appreciate and understand people that he interacted with? Did you know that one of the worst feelings in the world is to not be able to protect your child? Even worse, we can't even protect his memory when he's gone. Please stop the hate. I said to Aiden that I would try to make a difference in his honor. This is it. Live like Aiden. Thank you.
Okay, so he said hate like a million times there, which I guess he's just hoping that you are going to believe it, right? It's not a lie if you believe it, or if you say the false thing enough times and it becomes true. But why do you keep saying that? And yes, perhaps in his defense, Donald Trump or J.D. Vance or whoever he named didn't have to use this kid's name. They could have just said a young boy, but they probably said it because they wanted to prove that the story was actually true. And maybe not more importantly, but a question that I have and I haven't really seen too many people talk about or ask about is, how are these criminal, okay, maybe they're not criminal illegals because, they're fleeing Haiti and warlord barbecues.
He's not responsible for all the violence sweeping across Haiti's capital, but be under no doubt he's at the center of it.
So they let them in, and they're probably a tiny bit more legal than the Venezuelans who are running roughshod over New Yorkers. But how are they getting cars? Right? Do they have driver's licenses? Do they have any money at all? Take, for instance, if you're from California, as I am, or even if you're from New York, and you go to a car dealership, a used car dealership or whatever, and you don't have a driver's license, are they going to sell you a car? If you go to the bank and try to get a loan, but you don't have proof of employment or income, are they going to give you a loan to buy a car? How is this actually happening? They say Aiden Clark, a student in Ohio's Northwest local school district, died August 22nd, 2023, when a minivan crashed with his school bus. The van's driver, Hermano Joseph, did not have a valid U.S. driver's license and instead had one from Mexico. And Nathan has acknowledged that Joseph is a Haitian immigrant. A jury found Joseph guilty of vehicular manslaughter in May, and the judge sentenced him to 9 to 13 years in prison. But I did read this article, and it doesn't say anywhere. I've tried to sift through social media and understand how these people are getting cars even to begin with.
Whose car? Who did this? You did this?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this is the third wreck today. We got to do something about this. We need a Anthony Harris from Stark County Mayor. This is the third time this has happened today. This is the third time. Anthony for mayor. This is the fourth wreck today. This is the fourth car collision. Oh, this is the fourth. This is the fourth wreck involving the New Americans. How did this happen?
Because we are just turning right exactly.
Did you not? Did you not see the car?
Actually, he was the one who should have seen us because we give him the signal.
No. This is lane. He can turn into here. You can't turn into here.
No, we wasn't right here. We was on the light right here, and they give us a green light to turn. We turn exactly on the same side we should turn.
So you're saying this is his fault?
Yes.
You didn't take the test. You didn't show paperwork. You didn't sign up for a loan or a lease or buy it outright. How is this happening? It's almost as if an intentional sabotage is going on. So just like the old lady crying about her neighborhood being destroyed later walked that back as if somebody told her that wasn't okay to do. The very same people who did that are now just giving out cars to Haitians in Ohio.